Hey YouTube, Ed here with Jack of all trades and welcome to another video. So what we're going to do today is we are going to make smoked cheese. So let's get right into this video. And welcome back. So yes, today we're going to make smoked cheese, but as per the usual, I got to ask you to go down and hit that like and subscribe button down below. Make sure you ring that notification bell and so you get notified of upcoming videos, and hit me with those comments. I really do like interacting with you on the comments, and that's really the only way I ever ask for support on this channel. I'll never ask you for money or have a Patreon account, but that being said, if you did hit that tip button down below, I'm certainly not going to argue with you about it. All right, so what are we going to do today? We're going to do some smoked cheese. Now, smoked cheese is something that is kind of I don't know if a luxury item, if you will, or kind of a treat that's not something that you get all the time, and it's not always easy to find. And oftentimes when you do find it, it's extremely expensive. You can make it, and you don't even need to have a smoker. Now, I'm going to use a smoker, but you don't have to have a smoker to make smoked cheese. You can do it on your grill. You can do it in any kind of a fireproof container that will hold smoke. I've seen guys smoke cheese in empty trash cans. You know, they go out and buy a brand new trash can and they'll smoke cheese inside of that. You can smoke cheese in any number of ways. You don't have to have a smoker. And I'm going to show you how to do it today. Now, the method I'm going to show you, like I said, I'm going to use a smoker, but you can use this in any kind of a container that'll keep smoke in, just so you can saturate this cheese with smoke. But let's get right into it. Let's get the cheese prepped out, and I'm going to show you how we do this. All right, so what do you need to smoke cheese? Well, obviously the first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need cheese. Now, I just go to the store and I buy very inexpensive 8-ounce blocks of cheese. Oftentimes I'll buy this cheese at Walmart, or I'll buy the store brand cheese from the grocery store that I'm utilizing. But it doesn't have to be expensive. That's the beauty of this. You can go and you can buy Kraft cheese, again, 8-ounce blocks, or you can buy the store brand cheese. You can buy whatever cheese you can that's the least expensive to get this done, because by the time the smoking process is over, it's going to be so good it doesn't matter how expensive the cheese was. All right, so what are some good cheeses to smoke? I really like smoked Swiss. That's probably about my favorite smoked cheese there is. But you can use cheddar, you can use mozzarella, you can use pepper jack, you can use pretty much any cheese you want. Provolone makes great smoked cheese. I really like smoked provolone. Really, it doesn't much matter. It's all really good, and you will end up having your favorite cheese when it's all said and done. But pretty much anything out there, anything out there goes. Try whatever you like. My favorite is still Swiss, no matter how you slice it. You can put smoked cheese on a cracker and eat it that way. You can put it on your hamburgers. You can put it in your omelets. You can use the smoked cheese for pretty much anything you want to, and it really makes the whole thing taste much, much better. All right, so to prep the cheese, quite obviously, we have to take them out of the packages. No real mystery or rocket science here. And then once you've got it out of the package, take and just cut it down the long way of the cheese like this. So you get two relatively square blocks of cheese. And you want it like this because that way the smoke gets more infused into the cheese all the way around. And the smaller you can make them within reason, the better the smoke infusion is going to be. Now, you can smoke them as a complete block like this if you want to. Just understand that when you slice it, it won't be smoked all the way through and through as much as it would be if you cut it. I like to cut them in half this way. And you can see that they're almost a perfectly square block. That gives it a little better smoke infusion. You can do it either way you want. There's no right or wrong way to do this. All right, now that the cheese is smoked, it's just a matter of simply placing it on the racks. Make sure when you place it on your smoker racks, you put a little bit of space in between each chunk of cheese. That way the smoke will be sure to impermeate all the way around. Now, like I said, it wouldn't hurt to maybe perhaps write down or keep track of what cheese you put on what rack, so that when it comes time to bag it up later, you know what you've got. And there we go. Now it's time to actually go put it on the smoker. All right, so this is the key to the entire process. I've got a Campbell soup can here, and you can see I've used this can a lot. All I did was I took and I drilled 2 1/2-inch holes in the bottoms of the can, and then I perforated the can with a bunch of smaller holes. I believe they're about 1/4 inch. This is what's actually going to provide you with your smoking. So the first thing I do is I use some of these larger wood chips, not the fine shaving stuff, and I put those in the bottom of the can first. And I obviously want to use chips that are going to fit inside the can. Now, like that chip's a little bit big, but I'll put some of these larger chips in the bottom of the can first, and then I'll use these more shredded style wood chips. Now they're all mesquite, so they should all work. They should all flavor about the same. But then I'll put some of these shredded ones on top, and that way when you light the bigger ones on the bottom and you get those going, they'll provide you with some embers and some burning, and then the smaller shredded stuff will provide you with more smoke. So we're just going to go ahead and we're actually going to fill this can pretty much right to the top with chips. So once you've got your can full of chips, now you have to light it, and this is where a simple pencil torch will come in really handy. Also a regular propane style torch. Anything you can do, you just got to stick it in the hole there and let that flame get those wood chips going and get it really smoking well. So once I get it going good on one side, then I'll spin it around and I'll go to the other side and I'll put flame in that hole, and I'll try and get it as evenly lit as I possibly can. Now obviously if you're a little impatient, you can use a slightly bigger torch to really get her rolling. Okay, we've got good flame going. Now let's go out and let's put it in our smoker. All right, we've got the cheese in the smoker, we've got the smoke can going, and everything is rolling. Now we're going to leave it in here for about 4 hours, and about every hour you're going to want to come out here and check to make sure that the can is still smoking, and if it's not, relight it and get it smoking again. But you're going to want to check it about every 45 minutes to an hour to make sure that it stays smoking. Make sure you seal up all the vents so that none of the smoke can escape, and put the ice in there so you keep the smoker nice and cool. Check it, and you can leave it longer than 4 hours if you want to. It just all depends on how much smoky flavor you like. I find that 4 to 5 hours is generally long enough. So we're going to come back We'll continue to check this thing throughout the next 4 hours, and we'll continue to relight it, and then when it's all said and done, I'll tell you how to package it up and put it away until you can eat it. All right, so it's been a little over 4 hours. It's about 4.5 hours, and we got a really good smoke going here. So you can see the cheese has become much different color. It's a little browner because of the smoking that's going on, and it also has what looks like a light film of oil over the top of it, and that is normal. That's what happens. Do not be tempted to wipe that oil off. You don't want to do that, and I'm going to tell you why here in just a second. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take and we're going to put the cheese in Ziploc bags. Do not wipe the oil off, because when you put the cheese in the bags like this, the oil will soak back up into the cheese like it's supposed to. So we're just going to go ahead and bag it up, and then we're going to label it to whatever kind of cheese it was. So this is Swiss cheese, and we're going to do this with all of the cheese. All right, so we've got all the cheese bagged up and it's labeled and it's ready to go. So now what we do is we put it in the refrigerator, and you leave it in the fridge for at least 7 days. As it sits right now, it's edible. You can totally eat it, but it is very, very smoky tasting. And with that oil that has left the cheese, we got to give that oil time to soak back into the cheese again before we eat it. So that 7 days is going to do two things. It's going to let the cheese rest. Some of that smoky flavor is going to kind of calm down a little bit, and then that oil is all going to get soaked back into the cheese. And after 7 days, it'll be ready to eat. And there you go. That's how you make smoked cheese. It's very, very simple. It's very easy to do. Nothing to it. You just got to put in a little bit of time. It's very flavorful, and it's far less expensive than buying smoked cheese in the store. Now, I hope this video was useful for you, and I hope you're able to glean enough information off it to make your own smoked cheese, because I guarantee you, if you try this, you will do it all of the time, because it is really, really tasty, especially if you like smoked foods. With that, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Now, I'd just like to say thanks to all of my longtime subscribers, all of the people who watch these videos, and everybody who hits me with those comments and the subscriptions. I really do truly appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who watches these videos, and we will see you on the next video.